Good morning, everybody. I'm Mallory Smythe on behalf of Endow. I will never forget the day that I realized that I could see the world the way that God sees the world, and that He created it to work in a way that it would work whether or not I acknowledged Him. And that's what it meant, that He was real, that His existence didn't depend on my belief in Him. This is what it means to have a Catholic worldview. And it's one of my favorite things to talk about because as Catholics, we've often developed a Catholic heart and a Catholic will, but we've forgotten to develop a Catholic mind. And our worldview affects everything we do. It affects the way we see ourselves, the way we see others, and the way we make our decisions. And so, as the Catholic Church would say that it is the fullness of faith, a Catholic worldview would be to see the world in the fullness of reality. In Romans chapter 1, St. Paul tells us that we chose to worship creation and not creator, and in doing so our minds were darkness, because we failed to see all of reality. We only saw part of it. But in Romans chapter 8, St. Paul tells us to be transformed by the renewal of our mind, that in the redemption of Jesus Christ, we can now actually enlighten our minds to see it the way God meant us to see the world. And so what are a few of those components? Well, the first is really simple. Frank Sheed, a Catholic theologian, says that God is not a fact of religion, but that He is a fact. And so to miss Him actually means to miss part of reality. We're not seeing the world as it is if we don't acknowledge that God is real. Second, God made the world to work in an order. And it works in that order no matter what. And so whether or not I believe in God, sin still has consequences. And that consequence is to bring a death into that sin. And virtue, the following of God to work in that order, also has consequences, and it brings life into certain situations. And that will happen whether or not I acknowledge God. Third is that God put a narrative into the human story, so that man is fallen, but in Jesus Christ, He chose to redeem us. And that is a fact of history. It happened in history. And the fourth is that there are realities that we cannot see. So there are angels, there are demons, there is heaven, and there is hell. And that is part of the choice and the drama of our lives. And so this is just a small part in what it means to have a Catholic worldview, to see the world through all of those components and to make our decisions through those components. And God left us an inheritance in His church to help us to develop that mind so that we can make decisions based on full reality. So if you want to learn more and develop your Catholic worldview, you can learn more at www.endowgroups.org through our Endow studies. You can connect with us on Instagram and Facebook at Endow Groups, and you can connect with me at Mallory A. Smythe. Have a great day and go develop that Catholic worldview.